Oh, wow. 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 Howdy, everyone. Welcome to a live stream. Yes, a poor audio live stream. So, of course, I have no idea what to talk about today. Well, okay. Let me start off by saying a couple of things. Number one, yesterday I got my order. I finally received 3 packages, and um, I ordered that on 31st of May. So it came, you know, it came after a while. But of course, that's because one of my items was from Cape Town, and it took so long to get here. It's it all supposed to arrive back later, later this month, around 13th, which would have been much more worse, but it's fine. You know, um, so anyways, I purchased a book, a nursery rhyme, and of course a SD card for my Nintendo Switch. Okay, um, so let's get on to it. Now let's start off with some Babylon B. Babylon B. Alright, alright, alright. Oh wow. Um, so I'm so hungry. Honestly, I've been hungry for so long last night. Okay, let's read. Let's read some stuff. Biden administration to provide grief counselors at all gas pumps. Okay. Christian picky about who he shares the gospel with since he might have to spend eternity with them. Official timeline of events on January 6th. Nation's creepers rebrand their windowless vans as family friendly. Okay. Um, Secular things that are clearly just knockoffs of their superior Christian versions. Conservatives call for return to traditional strip clubs with no kids or drag queens. Um, there's just so much. Miley Cyrus to perform halftime show at Jan 6 committee hearings. 10 manliest gifts for Father's Day. Ooh, I think Father's Day is tomorrow. I don't know. I don't pay attention to this stuff. I really don't. When I become a parent, wouldn't that mean I get gifts for Mother's Day and Father's Day? It makes sense. Okay, Father's Day is fast approaching. If you want to support the patriarchy, you are going to pony up the cash to honor your father, or you'll think you don't care. Manly gifts only. A rock, obviously the manliest gift ever. Bag of dirt, obviously. Camouflage, high capacity tactical orthopedical back pillow. What the heck? Bulletproof vests. James Bond Aston Martin. Long range night vision grill tongs. A shirt that never wears out so I can wear. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! This is so funny because my father, he always wears very similar clothing, you know, not really a variety type of person. So yeah, make sure to pair it with the same cologne and deodorant for your own safety. Combination bottle openers slash space telescope. Rugged, rugged, I can't even say the word. Outdoor foot massager. A wallet that's the same size and shape as a Big Mac. Oh my goodness. My father has a wallet the size of a Big Mac, literally. Literally, if not bigger, you know? And it can fit like so much of papers and receipts and cards and stuff like that. Honestly, this is so funny, this is so funny. That the rest of the world is so similar. Um, okay. Okay. Managers fill these gas tanks starting to think those Jan 6 rioters were maybe onto something. Maybe they were. I can't talk too much about this though because YouTube might get annoyed by this topic. You can't talk about Jan 6, in any normal way. You have to bicker about it. Okay, moving on. I guess that's all the funny stuff I can talk about. Because honestly, I don't want to dive into the Jan 6 stuff because I'm worried about the channel. Um, Now, I'm not really interested in Aquaman. I'm not interested at all. As much as I like DC, I don't really care for most of these movies anymore. Um, when I was a kid, I could not really fully watch Man of Steel because it was so boring. Yes, I watched it full for the first time, but at the same time, it was so boring. You know, second time I watched it to its full extent, which was last year, it was so freaking boring. Man of Steel is so boring. It's the most boring movie ever. If you want to fall asleep, watch Man of Steel. It's one of the worst Superman movies ever. Okay, I've barely completed the other Superman movies, and I have to say, Man of Steel is the worst. Honestly. Then we have Batman vs Superman, which is watchable to some degree, but then it just gets obnoxiously stupid. You know. The problem, look, people are gonna get mad at me for saying this, but the Snyderverse movies, okay, maybe some aspects were good, but at the same time, do you really think it's all that fun? It's too gloomy, too boring. You know, it's not something so amazing. That's just my personal opinion. You know, the Snyderverse may have gotten certain things right, but at the same time, I want to see something fun. Superman is a hearty character, not a evil character that will break buildings for no apparent reason. Okay. There's a lot of things going on about Ezra Miller, the guy who plays Flash, basically now groomed a child or something like that back in 2016. A lot of stuff popping up, okay? Honestly, this guy keeps getting news after news piled about him, you know? Movie review platform Letterboxd eyed all reviews for Matt Walsh documentary What is a Woman? I never watched it yet. I never watched it. I never watched What is a Woman. Um, Hold on. Let me retitle this. Let me retitle this video because I think it will be very funny. Hold on. Alright then. What is a waifu? That's a very important question. Now, if you don't know, for the past few weeks, a lot of people have been really into this movie. And I think there's a good reason why. Because, of course, because it asks the age-old question, what is a woman? A lot of these smart people, a lot of these, you know, people who, you know, uh, were basically fresh from university and stuff like that. Many of them are against this movie. You can tell why, because they don't know biology. Okay, they don't know biology. They don't want to know the truth. Everything to them is a phobia for some reason. And obviously now we just have to accept everything. It's crazy, you know. And I'm glad people are talking about this. I'm glad this movie has a lot of reviews, you know. Okay, something's popped up. Okay. Unpregnant. Okay, a movie that was pro-abortion responds to the recent wave of heartbeat bulls banned abortion. Okay. After my review became one of the more popular reviews of the film, Letterboxd removed it. So basically, Letterboxd is also removing stuff, and they have no review options. Well, I guess they took it all out for this movie. Now, from seeing people get censored for unpregnant, don't be surprised they will do stuff like this. Okay, don't be surprised. Modern day people, modern day journalists, not all of them, but some of them, majority of them, are very much cunning. You know, they literally hid the stories of the Hunter Brandon situation. That could have changed the election somewhat. Um, they're afraid of these questions. They call it transphobic and stuff because obviously it's the truth, and they can't take that in. They're terrified of the truth, and that's the truth. That is literally the truth. They cannot handle the truth. It's so insane because just a couple of years ago we would hear people saying, you know, uh, listen to women, respect women, all this type of stuff. Now people can't even define a woman, and it's like, why are we going backwards? Every time you take one step forward, you take 100 steps backwards. It doesn't make sense. It used to be, no uterus, no opinion, but all of a sudden, I can be a biological woman now. No surgeries whatsoever, and that's totally fine. Do you understand the inconsistencies of their viewpoints? And they keep hammering it at us for so long. Now they say men can be pregnant. Now they say these crazy things, and you pointed out how stupid they are, and then they get angry at you. They hate escapism. They have a war on escapism and fantasy, but they want the real world to be a fantasy. They just don't want anything fun. We're having a swap. Basically, fantasy should always be about the real world, and real world should always be fantasy. That's what's going on right now. Okay. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm not really looking forward to a lot of new shows this year. I'm not looking forward to a lot of new shows whatsoever. Did you see the running page for Marvel and what was the other series? I can't remember. Something else. Basically, Disney is gonna be pumping up Star Wars. Yes, Star Wars and Marvel content so much. They have a big long list, a lengthy list of content they're gonna make, and it's just you just read that list, you want to burn out quickly because it's so insane. Just let go of the series. It's over. Why do they want to keep extending it? Because nostalgia. It's nostalgia. There's so much of bait and switches in most of these stuff, and people still go for it. And here's my next response. Stop trying to fuel them up, please. Please stop trying to fuel them up. Look what's gonna happen over here. There's gonna be a gender swap Plastic Man. I love this character. When I saw him in the cartoons, I loved him. This was such a funny character, and now they're gonna make him a gender swapped. I'm sure possibly race swapped too. To be fair, might even make her a lesbian as well, or a bisexual or whatever. People are surprised that so many lose interest in stuff like this. It's because you do crazy things like this. No one wants a race swapped Plastic Man, and you call it out, people call you the bad person, Netflix live action One Piece, it's gonna be a woke crap show, like many of these things are gonna be so woke, forthcoming shows, woke, and a lot of people keep supporting it. I guess if you want to make reviews, it's totally fine, but a lot of people keep defending these political changes as well, like. They keep defending it, and it's like, oh, it's totally fine. You're just mad. It's like, no, you are just blinded by the fact that they are ruining your favorite franchises, and you just don't want to give it up. They took it from you. What can you do? You can't win with this type of stuff anymore, and that's the problem. So here's an article from a couple days ago, actually a week ago. Now, this is about localizers. If you don't know, there are localizers in the West that really like to shove social justice nonsense in games. If you have a Japanese game and it's totally different wording, the West will try and translate it to make it a woke game. I'm not even joking. There are plenty of examples of this. Look online. There are plenty of examples of this. I'm not saying all localizers are bad. I'm just saying so many of them are only pushing politics. It's like, what's the problem? Now, if you don't know, a Western video game localizer has taken issue with the upcoming Project Codename M for probably the most random thing we've ever seen outside of a Me and Roboco manga chapter. A female character's knees. They're complaining about this. Do you see this character? A knees. Basically, a knee is somehow strange, It's somehow strange, So they have to call it out. Responding to a tweet, Twitter user HConMK responded, the movement on the legs is a bit too much unnatural for me, but the character design and background looks great. Which in turn prompted an agreeing response from a self-reported Western game localizer. As you can see, some person over here, and then we have the game localizer. Yeah, that's what I thought. I work in video games, and whenever Japanese designers send us these kind of designs for female characters' legs with inward knees, we reject them as unnatural. I wish they would do more automatically correct legs for women. What are you talking about? How is this offensive? Can someone tell me how the legs are offensive? How? Okay, tell me how this is offensive. Tell me how this is offensive. How? How? And this is the problem. Read what this is. This is a localizer saying this. I work with video games, and whenever Japanese designers send us these kind of designs of female characters' legs with knees, we reject them as unnatural. See, they don't like your content. These are the same people who always say, be tolerant. Okay, how can you be tolerant and open-minded when you ignore the fact other people are going to do things differently? Walking and posing with the inner toes is a kind of Japanese culture. This is the founder of the company, and obviously he responds to it, and he says often seen in kawaii, and the fact that many young girls will do so. We don't feel this is unnatural. It does look too cutesy enough. Would be happy if you would not correct our culture and the taste of JP girls. That's the thing. They always want to colonize these other cultures. It's like, let them alone, okay? Let them alone. I'm sorry if this offended you, sensei. This is the rules for the workplace that I work in. What do you mean rules? Your job is to literally, translate stuff. Make it for the West. Simple as that. Your job is not that hard. These game designers, they did the work for you. You just have to take their words and translate it, and that's it. That's all you have to do. It's not a difficult job. Do not tell me that's a difficult job, because you're not literally animating everything. You are literally going to be translating stuff. That's your job. You don't come and start trying to change people's games. Well aware of the kawaii culture, I'm part of the Harajuku scene myself. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. And I've posed like that too. But you have to understand this is the process of localization. And sometimes when it's overly exaggerated, it also offends people here, so nobody can win. Then don't play the game. You always tell us don't buy it, don't like it, don't buy it. Now why all of a sudden we must change it for you? Why? Understand there are different cultures and some of them are unacceptable. We only tend to be careless in order to offer our games globally. Not sure how to deal with the girls with the inner legs though, but we are going to be careful about the expressions in the game. No worries, Sensei. I work for a very big game company often. Okay. Now, once again, this is not something that's offensive. Especially for a children's game. The legs don't look offensive. Okay, I'm sorry, but the legs don't look offensive at all. And the excuse is that they work for a company that's for children, that makes a lot of children games, which, games mainly intended for young children. That's why you have to be extra careful. Or you're extra careful for your woke nonsense. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell me the truth. You tell me most of these woke localizers give a crap about parents over worried about the games. You tell me they give a crap about that? No, they don't. They don't care about the children. They're doing it for their own political gain. Simple like that. Okay? Sensei's game will be probably rated for teenagers and older, so you'll be fine. And here's the thing. I don't know. I don't even know how the knees are now an offensive thing. All of a sudden, and why use children as an example? If there's going to be a children's game, it's not going to be overly sexualized. Do you understand that? Okay. Too many prudish Westerners would think their way is the right way these days. Then he responds, it has nothing to do with being prudish. It is. When it's overly exaggerated, it looks like there's a problem in the knee bones of the character, and that's why we asked to fix it so it looks a bit more natural. Why? It's a game. It's fiction. It can be anything. You know. Um, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. These people only care about their offense. They don't care about other people getting offended. You know. Okay. Mm. What is this? A link. I don't know, man. I don't know. Clicking links is kind of a bad thing, but it's from Kotaku in Action, one of the only safest Reddit sites. You know. So when is this? 2 years ago. Wow. I was in Fata Morgana. Responding to translation controversy. I think I. Okay. Uh, okay. So this is a really good. If you are on Reddit, which I doubt many of you are, this is the site I actually trust because it doesn't fuel you with wokeness. It's an anti-woke subreddit. This is what the slippery slopes of censorship has led us to. Exactly. Now, uh, you know, it's just so annoying. Honestly, leave this stuff alone. This game seems to be more for teens and stuff, so you can't really hide behind the children argument. So how are you gonna say it? The person is just offended by the lakes. Just say it out. Okay. Okay. So there's some interesting stuff over here. Kotaku in Action. Very interesting. Very interesting subreddits. A non-woke subreddit. I know it's very difficult to find non-woke subreddits in this day and age. Almost everything is plagued in wokeness. Okay. This was created in 2014, of course, during the Gamergate stuff. But I'm just so annoyed. These localizers do not respect other people's cultures, other people's way of ideas. You know. Okay. Um. Oh my goodness! Look what happened. Netflix One Piece live action series will be played by. Okay. And look, pronouns. Okay, this show is gonna be woke. I'm telling you. One Piece isn't a woke show. It has made up politics, but not real world politics. Um. Now this is a interesting thread to read. I do not understand how someone can be in the game industry and make games but identify as an anti-gamer. Hold on a minute, let me just grab my tea. It's getting cold as it sits alone. Okay. Also, I forgot to mention this. But I purchased a cup last week on the weekend. It was really cheap. I'm not even joking. It's such a cheap cup. Very different color from my parents and my siblings, so no one can mix it up. Okay, it's green in the inside. It has some dark green in the outside and some dark yellow in the outside. It's very cool. Okay. Uh, Making games typically means you like games. So like, are they anti are they anti gamer culture then? What is it? What even is gamer culture? You know, a lot of people who make games now is so woke. Not everyone, but some of them. They make so much of woke games. You know, like the amount of woke games they make these days, it's absurd. And then they criticize other people. You know. Okay, they criticize anyone who disagrees with them. You know. What the fuck? What does this even mean? I don't even know. You know, Gamergate's such a boogeyman for many people, people, honestly. Um, when Gamergate was a thing around 2013, 2014, you know, I had no idea how to even use YouTube on my own. My sister would show my brother and I Wheezy Waiter videos, you know, and some Vlog Brother videos, you know, that's it, you know. And one day, this was like, I think on a Friday, I connected to the internet on my laptop, my really old laptop. And then I was looking for Naruto pictures. And then I saw so many people cosplaying as Naruto, and I was so culture shocked, baffled, bamboozled by seeing people dress up as Naruto characters. And I was like, whoa, people actually do this? Oh wow. And I was so amazed by it. So that's what I was doing back in those days, you know. So all this Gamergate stuff. I had no idea what was going on back then. Plus I was a kid. I had no idea how things worked on YouTube whatsoever. Uh, uh, okay. So what the heck is going on? Let's continue. I really rancor when it doesn't load. Um, Alright then, so I guess that's enough about this. Anything else I can look into? Not really. Um, what? French actress Adele, and I don't even know who she is stepping away from racist and patriarchal film industry. I don't know who this person is, honestly. Who is she? I don't know. So, of course, um, okay, so let's start talking about a couple of ideas I've had a couple of years ago. I've mentioned this a couple of times on the channel. Like, I think, I'm so forgetful. Honestly, so forgetful. Um, I am so forgetful. Um, what was it? I think I posted around 2020, but like before June. Uh, so yeah. Um, but I think so because I made a lot of videos in 2020. I never posted gobs of them. So let's just start thinking uh, again, and let's just focus on what I was about to say. I've mentioned this a couple of times as well. Is that you know if you want to make something, but then you're afraid of the social justice warriors, that still feels like you're bowing down. It still feels like you're bowing down to some of these people, and that's not fair. That is really not fair. Because why the hell should I bow down? Tell me why I should bow down to a bunch of woke people. It just doesn't make any sense. And if I don't do something because I'm scared of them, that's still bowing down. You're afraid of them. You're showing that you have fear. That I want people to understand that. So it's a win-lose situation. Let's just say you want to make something totally edgy, but then again, you're scared of the SJW, so it's like, what else can you freaking do? What the heck can you do? You're still being scared of the SJWs. They still got to you, even if they didn't really physically or, emotionally or socially did anything to you. That fear in your head still rings like a bell. So obviously, it's like, yeah, that's a problem. Okay, I'm just kind of annoyed to see how, um, just to see how many people bend the knee, especially like now there's an influx of Japanese gamers trying to, uh, you know, make everything from their catalog woke to please Western gamers, and this is the problem: is that if someone wants to play a game, let them play a game. Why the hell should they worry, if it fits their politics or not? I think obviously in the past few years, especially in the recent decade, especially in the recent decade, um, gaming has been encircled by political activists. They don't care about whatever. They just want all their politics to be pushed. You always hear them say everything is political. You always hear them say it. But then when someone else with a different political view makes a political game, all of a sudden that's wrong, that's bad. All of a sudden that person must be cancelled. You know, but these were the people who actually said, everything is political. So they shouldn't be baffled when they see people making political games. But then again, when they mean political, they mean their politics, not anyone else's politics. Do you understand? You know, so it's not hypocrisy; it's hierarchy. That's basically the truth. All they care about is being on top and you being the losers. You must bow down to them, and that's it. Uh, Honestly, it's a very strange world we live in, and you know we have to focus on ways to kind of move our head out of our crazy landscape right now. I see a lot of people supporting a lot of alternative entertainment, which is really good. But I want more people to support alternative entertainment, not just from my work, but from other people as well. There's a plethora of young content creators, not just YouTube channels, but like comic book creators and animators and stuff like that. They're really trying their hardest to get their stuff out there, and a lot of people won't give them a chance, but they'll be too focused on 100 movies from woke Hollywood. So my little response is, here's the thing, here's something fun. Try supporting it. If you ran core Hollywood, I would recommend supporting alternatives, because that's the only way. That's the only way. Support alternatives, because once again, Hollywood hates you. Not everyone, but I would say like the majority of them hates you. They don't like you one bit. They don't even like me. They don't like me one bit. I don't even fit the narrative. They don't even like me. To them, I'm nothing but some random person. Well, not just a random person, a hateful person. So they don't like me. They don't like a lot of us. So support one of our own. Stop supporting people like that, because for the past few years we've been trying so hard to be nice to them. Okay, they were never nice to us. They were never nice to us. They will tell it straight in our face. I don't want you watching our movies. They would tell it to us. Okay, I think Jason Momoa, the guy who plays Aquaman in the recent movies, he even said something on social media about not wanting Orange Man supporters to watch his movies. And it's like, excuse me, dude? Excuse me? You really want to say that? If this was the other way around, the actor would have lost his job by now. You need to understand, it's an hierarchy of these elitists that always sit upon their throne, always sit upon their throne, lecturing us about how the world should work. It's so unfair, Anyways, as I was saying, it's just so crazy how things have gotten, So I always tell people, stop supporting crazy things all the time, and even I have to stop doing that, because it's an addiction. It's an addiction, as Young Ripper will always say, it's an addiction. You have to stop an addiction, and it's very true. You have to stop an addiction. There's so many companies out there getting woke right now. So many people calling them out, and it's a good thing. Call them out. I don't want to be lectured by a bunch of people who don't know about how the world works. Okay, trust me. If you live in Africa, the world works very differently. And when you see a bunch of people, especially Hollywood elitists, complain to you about something so light, it's absurd. It's utterly absurd. It used to be a thing called first world problems, but I have to call it woke problems, because it has nothing to do with real problems. It's just woke people complaining about things that offend them, Moving on, I'm just not in the mood to be supporting them. I don't want to support them anymore. I don't want to. I'm done. I'm done. These people don't like me. They don't like me. They don't like you. They hate us. So what's the point of supporting them? Why should I kiss their butts? Maybe you want to support the actor or the actress that may be leaning conservative or libertarian in certain ways. That's fine, I guess. But at the same time, it's like, stop supporting the other people then. Stop supporting them. Stop it. Stop trying to support them all the time, because these people don't like us. Simple like that. They don't like us. They don't want us. They literally tell it to our faces. Don't come. Don't come. Don't come. You know the Kamala Harris meme? Don't come. They literally say it. Don't come. Don't watch our movies. Okay. We're gonna listen to you. We're not gonna watch your movies. We're not gonna watch your crap. There we go. End of story. End of story. Don't come and complain about why your show sucked. Don't do that. When you literally bastardize us. Especially in America. Like, y'all Americans. I know I have a lot of Americans watching. Like, y'all USA Americans. Y'all get bastardized so much every day. Every day. They don't want y'all. These actors and actresses don't want y'all to enjoy this stuff. So support other companies. Support alternatives. Support people in your own community. All I'm saying is that's very amazing. Or if you don't want to support entertainment at all, I recommend spending that money on saving it for your future, or giving it to a poor person, give it to a child home, a old age home, to a children's hospital, giving it to someone, or, or certain people that need the money, not necessarily these Hollywood A-listers. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because some people deserve that money more. Some people deserve that money more. A ticket money can be a miracle, a lifesaver to some random person on the streets, or some child suffering from something, or a child needing a home. That money could be a lot. So, hey, I'm just saying, this is why I don't want to watch Jurassic World. I like Chris Pratt. I love Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt is a very different breed from the other Hollywood people. He's so different. I love him. That's what I like about Chris Pratt. He's so interesting. And, he's not a woke person. Maybe politically we maybe disagree, but he's like one of us. Just a regular guy, So when I see movies like that, I don't want to watch the movie to support all the other actors and actresses. I want to support the movie for Chris Pratt, I want to support it for him, because I like Chris Pratt, So as I said, if you want to support a movie or some show or whatever, just because the actor or actress is there, and you like that actor or actress, and they don't demonize you, that's fine. But when there's something completely woke, and a bunch of actors are woke and literally talking to you and telling you to your face, don't like it, don't buy it, you're not welcome, then don't do it. Simple as that. Or instead of watching the movie, I might as well just donate the money to Chris Pratt. I don't know if that's possible, but I'd rather do that, to be fair, than watch a movie. But then again, I don't know. I've been contemplating about this, for some time. Should I watch the movie or not? I just want to support Chris Pratt. I don't care about the other actors and actresses. Not in a rude sense of way, but in a political sense of way. I'm sure they don't like me. I'm sure they rancor me a lot, especially for being trans and conservative. I don't think they like me. So, all I care about is Chris Pratt. Out of that entire movie, I care about Chris Pratt. I don't care about all these Neanderthals. Sorry, but some of them are woke. Who are on the set. So yeah, all I care about is Chris Pratt. Everyone else, politically they don't like me. So yeah, but as I said, if everyone in the cast and everyone in the set is telling you you have to be a certain woke person to like it, then you can then you know what? Don't give them your money. But if you know that they are actors and actresses, and like Gina Carano, she is basically working with the Daily Wire, and I guess that's totally fine to support her, There's certain people in the Daily Wire I disagree with. I disagree with Ben Shapiro on some things, like Ben Shapiro and I are totally different. Certain things we agree on and many things we don't. But at the same time, it's like, I support Gina Carano. I support her, and I would love to see a movie. So, some people also like Gina Carano, but may rancor Daily Wire. But they will give it a chance because they don't like what's happening with current Hollywood, So, yeah, at the end of the day, Gina Carano is not going to call me a bad person. Gina Carano is not going to demonize me, Honestly. This rant is going too long. This rant is such a long rant. I do apologize. So much. I just started talking about some woke stuff, and then here I am. Now, a couple of years ago, I mentioned of this woke idea I had. Now, it seems woke, but it's not woke. Hear me out. It was supposed to be a group of villains that basically are lesbians, besides one. All of them are hyper-lesbians, hyper-masculinized. They call themselves by male pronouns, and it's supposed to be like a very funny thing. They're super powerful and stuff like that. They're very bad people. But at the same time, it's supposed to be somewhat woke. But not the woke you're thinking of, So it was a very interesting idea to have. The idea is supposed to be called wall breakers, because how powerful they are. They can destroy buildings and cities within a couple of punches. I literally have all the characters' names, well, most of the characters written on my tablet. Let me read some of them. Let me read some of the names. Trust me, you will love the names. You will love the names so much. Those names are so ridiculously funny. They are very like masculine names too. Where is it? Um. Okay. Okay. Yes, they have their own feminine names, but their villain names are so masculine. You know. Um. Someone's name is Gunner Hunter. That's a very masculine name. Someone's name is Abraham Wilson, Damien Draco, um, Benjamin Owen. I think I remember searching masculine names, and I took whatever I could find. And some of these names are so masculine. Ace Evans. These are so masculine names. Um, uh, what else? Yeah, this is just hyper masculine stuff. And some people have some really uh, strange names as well. Their original names, not superhero names. Like someone's name is Thermo. That's their original birth name. And someone's name is Bootylicious. This was 2020, okay? I was crazy, okay? But I like some of these names. They're kind of funny. Someone's name is Glamorizer. Oh my goodness. Basically, they're supposed to be these hyper masculine people, these women, and they go by masculine names and they go by male pronouns and they're lesbians, and it's supposed to be about these villains, and that's supposed to that's what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be a very funny concept, a very hilarious concept. But then again, I have ad woke ideas. I don't want to dive into that because here's the thing, you know, and this is what I was talking about earlier, you know, like as much as this idea sounds very funny to make, at the same time it would garner a woke audience, and that woke audience would come from me because I disagree with them on many issues. And that's the thing is that, so are you going to be scared of the woke audience? That means you're technically bowing down to them. That's what it literally means. Even if they haven't done anything to you yet, you have a feeling they're going to get mad at you, and you're going to censor your stuff because of that. That is still being afraid and bowing down to the SJWs. That's still the same thing, you know? That's still the same thing. So if I don't want to use my woke idea because I'm scared of the SJWs, then then that's technically bowing down to them. So I don't want that. I do not want to bow down to them. It's such a crazy dilemma. But of course, hey, what else can you do? Anyways, I guess that's it. I guess that's it for this live stream. It's such a rant live stream. Honestly, I feel kind of tired. What should I do to end it? I don't know. Let me just read a couple of pages from Lord of the Rings. My writing is very similar to the a Lord of the Rings stuff. But not super duper like large. Because the writing in these books are way past college level. And in my books, I do use college level words as well. My sentences are obviously very interesting. I try to make my sentences as interesting as possible, but at the same time, it's like, wow, it is kind of difficult. Okay, let me read this little poem. 3 rings for the elven kings under the sky, 7 for the dwarf lords in their halls of stone, 9 for mortal men doomed to die, 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne, in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie, 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to find them, 1 ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them, in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. There's some interesting songs here as well. Now I have added songs in some of my books, and trust me, it's not the best, but I'm not the best songwriter. Honestly, it's pretty interesting. I really like this. I really like this book. It smells like an old book. I really like it. Um, Alright then, I guess I have to end it over here. Honestly, this book is just so interesting. I'm gonna sit and read the book now, or I might eat something.